I've seen so many conflicting opinions on this that I don't even know where to start. I mean, Steve, how did you see it?
In all honesty, I didn't, and I've looked at it, as you can imagine, tons of times now. I don't see a foul in it one way or the other, and I really I'm kind of baffled that people are pinning their flags to a foul. I didn't see one, so I think it was a perfectly good goal, but the confusion obviously is whether or not and if and when Matthew blew his whistle. No, we just had a quick chat. You're bound by what you see in the telly. I didn't see it live, so I saw the highlights, and what I saw, the same as anybody else who watched the highlights, he blew the whistle after the ball was in the net. He didn't blow it beforehand, although I hear that St Johnstone players are now claiming that he did blow it initially and he blew it really quietly. I don't know where they're going with that one, because, to bring it back personally, I was never fleet of thought enough to blow a whistle really quietly so that I could get away with not doing it. So I think that's nonsense. But what Matthew is guilty of is gesturing to make a decision while play was still raging on. He's a young boy, although they've made him FIFA. He's a young boy. He's learning his trade. That was a mistake, and I'll bet your mortgage, Daniel, that he'll not make that mistake again.
Well, Mick, how did you see it? Yeah, listen, I tend to agree. I think they got the right decision. I mean, I think it was they blowing the whistle. You're taught as a kid to play the whistle. If the whistle's not gone, you need to play on.
Yeah.
I don't think the St Johnstone players stopped either. I mean, I think I get that thing about he made a motion as if he was going to give a kind of free kick, but then the players didn't notice that. I don't think they stopped. I think some of the guys who were further up the pitch maybe stopped, but they're 80 yards away, not influencing the play. So I don't think there's a problem. I think it was a bit of confusion with that gesture, but I don't actually think it was a problem in the decision. It was never a free kick anyway. If you've blown the whistle, then we've got a problem, because obviously blow the whistle, the game's technically stopped, and you can't even go to VAR at that stage because the game's now dead. So but the whistle doesn't go, therefore there's nothing wrong with it. I think he's maybe right to compose himself and take a wee look at the monitor and all that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. Make sure you're comfortable with the whole thing. So I think that was fine. I think it was the right decision in the end. I think they got there in the end. Listen, the wee gesture, I think, was maybe that confused some people, and it gave maybe some of the St Johnstone people a wee out for that moment to create a bit of controversy, as always happens. But I think eventually it was the right call. It kind of reminded me a wee bit. I remember back in my playing days. I was remembering goals, and I was tuning this referee's ear for the first half, and he came up to me at half time. He says, right, he says, one more word at you and you're getting booked. I said, right, fair enough. I had my own. So the second half kicks off, and straight from the kick-off, ball edge of the penalty area, the referee blows for a free kick, and in the same motion, he looks at me and pulls out a yellow card straight away. I said to him, I never said anything. He says, you're going. Oh, well, I thought, fair cop.
Match awareness, I think they call that.
It was the right decision in the circumstances. I think a bit like the weekend, that was also the right decision in the circumstances.
That is impressive that you can remember the 1960s. That is good memory on you.
A black white card I got.
Right, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be contrary, right? But I think there was a wee split second where the Johnstone players did kind of stop. I mean, just in the build-up to the goal. I know it wasn't clear-cut. We've had plenty of comments sent in on this one. I'll read a few out to you, Steve. Here, Alan Parker has got in touch on Facebook. It's a penalty, even if found to blow the whistle before the goal is scored. After all, VAR would have found that the foul was in Dessers, and it would be a penalty review. And Steve McAteer, he blew for the foul. At the moment the ball was dead, it should have been disallowed whether the foul was the correct decision or not. Steve Metcalf saying, the fact the ref had already signalled and blown for a free kick should have avoided the goal. But then conversely, George Taylor, who's written in saying, correct decision for the Dessers goal. Premier Sports replayed the incident and the whistle wasn't blown until after the ball went in. And I think that is the crucial thing, isn't it? Whether or not the whistle was blown.
Yeah, absolutely.